Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Overcoming Graduation with Brian Drury, a show where I work to teach you everything I wished I'd known about habits to help you graduate to the next level in your own life. Today is another installment of the morning commute, but this is a little different because normally I'll take my drive to work in the morning to record an episode and share an idea with you. Since I've been having trouble with my recording equipment, i.e. my headset just has been cutting out, we've had some sound quality issues, and I have promised you some episodes this month. I am recording this on the nice high quality mic, so the sound quality is going to be real clean. There's going to be no blinker sounds in this one. We're going to have a few episodes like this, but the important thing is getting these messages to you all, not that it's always in the car exactly as it was framed up originally. The big thing in creating the morning commute was about being more consistent and providing as much value as possible. So today, the lesson that we are going to talk about is this: speaking to the masses. A while back in the podcast, I interviewed a guest by the name of Tiamo De Vittori, and he was telling us about his journey and his dream of becoming a musician. And he started to get some notoriety in San Diego. He was growing and growing and growing. And he finally booked his dream venue, this huge theater, massive, hundreds and hundreds of seats. And he said, I am going to commit to this more than anything I ever have. I am going to put more time and more energy into the promotion of this than anything I've ever done. And so he promoted every day leading up to the event. He handed out thousands of flyers. He enlisted his friends to hand out flyers all over San Diego. He promoted on all of his possible channels. Every way he could get the message out, he did. He prepped, he rehearsed, he visualized, he did mindset and meditation. He was putting himself in a prime state so that when he put on this show, it would be the best show of his life. So everything is building to this moment. And we all have this. We all have these things that we're working towards, these things we visualize. And now he was this close. He's going to play at his dream venue in front of a sellout crowd, and he is going to bring the house down. He's backstage, he's visualizing, he's getting ready. It's almost game time. Tiamo, 3 minutes. He's doing his deep breathing, he's getting set, he's picturing them, chanting, cheering, singing along. And now it's game time. He gets backstage, deep breath, jump up and down. It's like you're about to run out the tunnel at a football stadium, and they announce him, please put your hands together for Tiamo De Vittori. He walks out. And guess how many people he saw as he turned and faced his audience? 1. Not 100, not 1,000, 1 person. There had even been more people helping him out of his fans. I think 20 or 30 people, if I remember correctly, that had come and helped him hand out flyers, that supported him, were actual fans of his music and his show and loved what he did. He had 1. And as he stood up there, he said, as any musician, as any good musician would do, I played as if that place was full to the brim. It reminds me of something my dad said. My dad said, if you want to play in front of 1,000 people, you've got to be willing to play in front of 1. And not just willing, not just, I'll reluctantly put up with this so I can get to where I'm trying to go. It's that you need to pour your heart and soul into your art, your craft, your passion to the point where that one person walks away different than they showed up, that you were able to shift something in them through your expression of you. You see, it's real easy to get caught up in numbers, and it's real easy to look at the world that we're in and say, oh, it's got 1 billion views, and just brush that off and act as if it's a small thing. It's real easy to look at these people who are on stage in front of tens of thousands and go, well, I should be able to do that. I should get there. I want to be doing that now. Well, are you willing to do the work now to get there? Because the people I know that actually are doing that and have done that for years and are in front of tens of thousands of people, they have put in decades of work. You see, Tiamo had that moment. He hit that wall. He could not believe what had happened. He even gave up. He went to the car. He called his mom. He said, I'm done. Music is not my thing. He stepped away from it for a while. But that voice in him never left. That itch, that feeling in his heart, that whisper, hey man, we're meant to do something different. We're meant to involve music. It's meant to be a part of our life. And he had the guitar sitting out in his living room. And one day he picked it back up. And one day he mustered the courage again to get back out. And then he started to reframe and he thought of a different idea. And he realized that there were all these motivational events and they didn't have music. And so he started to build a business around being the musician that would go to these events and perform music. And that exploded, and now he's experiencing more success than ever. And at that point, he decided he would never play for less than a sold-out crowd, and he has kept that promise to himself. Full rooms, packed houses, hundreds or thousands of people. He is doing what he said he would do, but it took that failure. It took that time. Because I say failure in that most people would consider that a failure. And he did himself in that moment. Failure is an interesting thing because failure is a matter of determination and perception, that if we choose for it to be a failure, it is. If we choose for it to be a lesson, if we choose for it to be an impetus, if we choose for it to be a learning point, it can completely shift the game. We all get knocked down. We all have times where we don't think we can keep going. We all have doubts about our abilities. We have the negative voices. We have the imposter syndrome. Tiamo was strong enough to see in that moment that that past moment didn't define his present or his future. He got knocked down. He stepped away for a while. He needed some space from it because it was extremely hard to have so much work put into something and have it not turn out. But if he had quit, he wouldn't be able to give the world his blessing, his gift, his magic, his craft, his art now in the way that he does. So if you've been knocked down, if you've had something not go as planned, it's okay. It is not the end of the world. Your past does not define your future. And you can be like Tiamo and say, okay, it knocked me down. I may have stepped away from it for a day, a month, or years. But if that intuition, that whisper, that voice in your heart continues to tell you that there's something you're meant to do and that's how you're meant to spread your message, lean in, go for it. It doesn't need to all make sense right now. Just go. And I'm not saying quit your job and leave everything and drop everything and do this. Just start experimenting, start playing, start diving in, bring it into your life in whatever way you can. Start getting out there and expressing the real, genuine version of you, not the version of the mask that you put on, because underneath whatever mask we put on, it's this incredible expression of us and ourself that we have so much to give, and we need more people expressing their genuine gift. I remember when I was younger, I wanted to just be given the opportunity to speak in front of 10,000 because I thought I'll do a great job there and people will see that I deserve it, and then I'll get lots more speeches like that. But now I'm much more focused on how can I impact people today? How can I get in front of more audiences, whether it's 5, 10, 15, 20, a few hundred? How can I get out and touch people's lives with the lessons that I've learned and the things that I have dedicated my life to? I am dedicated to understanding deeply and diving into the world of our habits and how we form them and why we form them and why we can't seem to shake bad ones and how do we implement good ones. Because I believe at the core of everything, how we habitually treat ourselves, talk to ourselves, and behave is what ends up creating our life. And now I'm much more focused on how can I impact somebody today? How can I get the message out to more people? One view, one download, one like, that's one person. It's not a like, it's not a number, it's not a metric. Our first live event, we had 6 people buy tickets. We had enough room for 50. And we went full out into that event. We did everything we could to help those people because we were thrilled that people invested in us, and we took that very seriously. And so now that there are crazy things happening in my life, a video, my Goalcast video has gone viral. There are things exploding. As those numbers fly up, I'm getting more and more focused on the mission, the consistency, the habits. And if I really want to speak to the masses, well, masses consist of individuals. Those 10,000 person crowds consist of one person 10,000 times. Different people with different needs, different desires, different stories, different struggles, different battles. And I want to be able to serve every single one of them. So I need to grow, hone my craft, practice, be in it, dive into this world in a way I never had before, and I am. It feels fantastic. So where in your life are you getting so concerned with speaking to the masses you're forgetting to start speaking to the one? What is the message you want to share? What's the medium? What's the way you want to get it out? And how can you get started today? What is one small step you can take today to start bringing your gift to the world? And guys, I will invite you, I'll challenge you, I will implore you, whatever word it takes for you to take some action today. I want you to start demonstrating to yourself your capacity to change your reality through your actions today. You can do it. One small step at a time. I love you all. Thank you all for listening today. This has been another episode of The Morning Commute with Brian Drury. If you haven't already, be sure to go subscribe to the podcast on iTunes or on Stitcher, and follow Overcoming Graduation on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you'd like to reach out to me directly to recommend guests for the show, give feedback on an episode, or just share something cool that you think would be a fun thing to do an episode on, I'd love to hear from you, and you can email me at brian@overcominggraduation.com. If you're ready to start taking control of your habits, if you're tired of having bad habits dictate your life, and if you're tired of just having the same hamster wheel approach to life and feeling that monotony and not feeling any growth, I would love to connect with you on a free 1-hour coaching call at overcominggraduation.com/coaching. You'll see everything that I offer in my coaching programs, and I currently am offering 1-hour free coaching sessions to see if coaching could be a good fit for you and to pour a ton of value into you in that time. If that sounds like something that would be a good fit for you, visit overcominggraduation.com/coaching, fill out your information, schedule your appointment, and we'll get on a call and we'll start making changes in your life today. I love you all. Thanks for listening. And that is all for today's morning commute. I'll be talking to you again real soon.